How many people enjoy cake balls? Lots of people, but not that many people actually know what they are. A lot of people just think of cake and they're like, oh, this is delicious. Well, cake balls are a better way to enjoy it because their portions are smaller and you can have them for longer. Today I'm going to tell you about how to make cake balls and the different kinds and shapes that you can make them into. Alright, first, you pick whatever cake you want, either chocolate or vanilla, and then you pick your icing, and then you pick whatever kind of dipping chocolate you like. So, you take your cake, and then you bake it, and then you let it cool. Once it's cool, you can section it off to make it easier for you to crumble. And you take a bowl, kind of like this, and you put your sections in, and you take a fork, and you finely crumble it up. And it has to be finely crumbled so that it's easier for you to roll into a ball. Once it's completely crumbled, the entire cake is completely crumbled, then you take your icing. And for one cake, it usually takes about half a container of icing. You take your icing, you add it into your mixture of your cake crumbles. You mash it all up so it's one big mass and completely evenly distributed. After you have one mass, then you take a spoon, about the size of a tablespoon, and you scoop out the mass into your palm. And you use your two palms to roll it into a ball. Once it's into a ball, you can put it on a flat surface. I usually use a cutting board or a bowl, really easy, and you put the ball into the board. Now, I use this because it's smaller and it's easier to fit into the fridge or freezer. Once you have your complete cake rolled into balls, go ahead and put it in the fridge or freezer. It doesn't matter what one you use, but if you put it in the freezer, it's going to get colder faster so that the balls harden and it's easier to dip. Now you take out your chocolate, your dipping chocolate, and you heat it up. Once it's all smooth and ready to go, and your cake balls are cold, go ahead and bring them out and take two toothpicks, one to poke into the ball and to dip, and then the other one you use to carefully slide the ball off the toothpick. Then you take one of the toothpicks and dip it into the chocolate and cover the hole that you used to begin with. And that way it'll smooth out the chocolate and you can't tell that there was a hole to begin with. So you take all your balls, make sure they're all dipped. And once they're all dipped, you go ahead and put them back in the fridge or freezer for the chocolate to harden. And once they're hardened, you can go ahead and enjoy them. Now, there are several different kinds that you can use. As I mentioned before, you have chocolate or vanilla cake, and there's German chocolate. You can use whatever kind of icing you want. The buttercream or cream cheese is better because it's smoother and it allows the cake balls to stick together easier. Then whatever kind of chocolate you want, white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, it's up to you. Now there are different shapes that you can use as well. You can use them for any kind of holiday or event. You just have to be creative with what you make. You can use a lot of utensils, and there's sprinkles or confetti that you can use as edible decorations. Now, what a finished product might look like is something like this. I use this as part of my son's birthday cake. This is actually one of the wheels. So an actual cake ball will be smaller and more spherical. And that is what they will look like. I told you how to make cake balls and the different shapes and forms that you can put them into. Now you can go ahead and enjoy them.